Okay then, your first qualifying race 1 of the Grand PriTK Season 2, and surprise, surprise, your defending champion, Bags Liddell, gets pole. Invero, a late joiner, if you like, for Season 2, into Joggles, Club Clifford, Jazz, Brani, Jake, Aussie, Honey Badger, and a few drivers down below, behind the AI, who will no doubt be just hoping to avoid the carnage before slicing up the grid. Welcome to Melbourne, Australia. We don't get to do it in the actual F1 this year, but in the Grand PriTK, it's lights out. Bags Liddell, good little start for him. Invero, Joggles, and Clifford. The AI will group up, but Bags Liddell will escape any early drama. Indeed, a relatively clean start. R-Bait potentially clashing with the AI, but look at that from Bags flying. This is Joggles in P2 in the Red Bull, Club Clifford, the Alpine. That is one of the cleanest starts we have ever had in the Grand PriTK. It feels surprising but lovely to say those words. Bags, then Joggles, then Clifford, Invero. A little behind, but nowhere near disaster areas just yet. Look how close and clean this is. Honey Badger has moved up in the 6, Jake down in 7, Brani and Aussie. And as I said, we've got that bunch of AI. Jimmy Dimes, much maligned Jimmy Dimes, is in 19th. R-Bait, 17th. Maybe already. He's having a think about a change of strategy. Honey Badger is forced to retire. As always, we look forward for the when the drivers let us know the incidents as they unfold exactly. We like to make our best guesstimate, but let's be honest, 19, 20 cars, however many we've got, it's too hard to keep up with it. So R-Bait up in the 14th, Jimmy Dimes still in 18th. But maybe he'll just be running interference. Bags Liddell already with a 2.5 second lead, give or take, over Joggles, Clifford, and Jazz within touching distance. Invero, almost literally within touching distance. Jake in 6th, Brani 7th. Aussie there as well, so Aussie, the only remaining driver for Williams after Honey Badger hits the ditch, the gutter if you like, here in Melbourne on his PriTK debut. It has not gone very peachily well for the Kiwi. That's a bit forced fruit puns, you love it. Grape pun, Nathan. Bags Liddell, Joggles, Clifford, Jazz. Now, of course, should you need any reminder, Bags Liddell was your leader for so much of PriTK Season 1. I'm a FIFA tryhard was his main rival throughout. He has decided not to give it a go this season. Not everyone has the stomach for the preeminent F1 race in ANZ. Club Clifford, however, if he can have some consistent attendance, should be one to watch indeed. Jazz CB, as equally capable of destroying the field than winning a race himself. All the different blues for this year of the F1 make it a little tricky. Of course, Bags, Liddell, and Jimmy. Jimmy, by the way, up to 17th with Giovinazzi in the pits. Bags and Jimmy for Aston Martin. Joggles, the only driver for Red Bull as it stands. Clifford and Brani, arguably constructors' standings favourites. In the Alpine, as I see R-Bait go up another position. Invero, the only current driver for Mercedes. And you, of course, have Jake to match Jazz in the AlphaTauri. We are on board currently with Jazz CB. Apart from the departure of Honey Badger, it's been a remarkably clean race. All the talk of destruction, and yes, we're without C-Treaders, who's yet to confirm his attendance for Season 2. We don't have Bayless He signed up to the Alfa Romeo, but has not rocked up. He's being represented by the AI. Maybe, just maybe, we'll have a different type of racing as Jake is flying down the pack. What has happened there? Was it an AI? Was it Arbite? We will find out, but Jake running well wide. Jimmy in the pit, but we've talked about the strategy. It's what we love about F1. The camaraderie, but of course the tactician element. Oh my goodness. Excuse me as I watch poor Jake just try to keep it together. You can... oh, Jakey, just keep it out there, brother. He is an incredibly gifted driver, but what I'm trying to get to is maybe it's not going to be the points. The Jake 67, no W. It could be that he helps to even out the playing field, if you know what I'm getting at, to help this man, Jazz CB. Obviously, having raced with a lot of these drivers, even moments ago, as Honey Badger says, thanks lads, that's me done. Great thing I've signed up to here. I'm not even going to come back to that point. You know, I just feel so bad for Honey Badger right now. Poor fella. The Jazz last year, 63 points. 9th overall for Season 1. Showed very much that he had at least glimpses. He was the winner in round 5. But only one other podium in the 12 races of Season 1. There are 10 races for Season 2. A little bit more streamlined. Coming back to my earlier point now. Talking to these drivers, racing alongside them on this very track. It is the chicane that apparently Bags Liddell particularly, and a few others, are most frightened of. Is listed in-game as very easy. It's not particularly difficult if you're having a bit of a stroll. Compare it to a Baku or a Monaco, whereas it doesn't really matter how slowly you take it, it's still got that degree of difficulty. Here in Albert Park, put that pedal to the floor through the chicane. Get a little tricky, and this is an excellent passing opportunity. Jazz up against Clifford in the Alpine. He breezes past Jazz CB. He gets in front. Invero tucks in behind Clifford. A lovely move from the man we were just speaking about. One AlphaTauri in 18th, but one is up onto the podium. Club Clifford, naturally not too far out of touch. Barani, his teammate, just behind as well. Admittedly 4 seconds behind, but only one position. Here on lap 6, this is Bags Liddell. A few more before you'd assume anyone would be pitting that hasn't done so yet due to getting binned. Invero down in 15th. I'm not sure if I missed that earlier. Not really with a teammate that he could assist as well. So Invero, Jimmy Dimes, and Jake is... oh, goodness me! The timing on that! Jake tries to take out Jimmy Dimes, of all people. It does not work, and Jimmy can skip away merrily. Bags Liddell will come in for an early pit. Maybe that's all the softs can take. Hop onto the mediums and finish. Joggles has left the session. Excuse me? Is that definitely what I just read? He's in first. Yep, that's the ghosting that has been turned on. A lot of people didn't want to. And now Joggles is back. What just happened? Joggles, you've given up the lead. His game froze, says Gaza, thank you very much. If you'd like to be our correspondent, I would very much appreciate you feeding me any intel. Joggles, game froze. And there goes his lead to this man, Jazz Subber. Brani in third, Arbate in fourth, Bags fifth. A lot of AI, then Club Clifford. But Clifford may have been one of those drivers to pit. We'll check on that shortly. Likewise, that one Aussie, underrated driver, Jimmy Dimes, survives the massacre attempt from Jake. Can he survive his own driving? Invero losing a lot of ground to Jimmy Dimes, actually. We normally stay at the front. How about we just keep our eye on this for a little bit? Jimmy has been improving last season for the start of this one, putting in the effort, the hours. He stays roughly 2.5 seconds behind Invero. Jazz now does have to come into pit. Bags Liddell will retake his lead. You see there for many the pit window opening, but those softs do not want to push them too hard, too long. Roughly halfway through, Bags Liddell with a significant lead. Jazz is out there, some 8 seconds behind. Raikkonen's having a cracker. I assume Bayliss would get any points that Raikkonen gathers. Maybe it's a tactical move from Bebe. Maybe Raikkonen not yet to pit either. Club Clifford just behind Kimi. Leclerc, Lando, Brani stuck in the middle of this AI sandwich. Danny, that one Aussie, on his fellow Australian. Might make the move up this straight. Runs out of time and space. I can only imagine Aussie cursing under his breath. Get out of my way, Danny. Goggles is gone again. What is happening with that man? Unfortunate. It's not the way you want to see your pre-TK race come to an end. Aussie still looking for the pass. He can't find it just yet. These AI can be tricky. The skill set in itself, really, to go past. They are only 59, and some people might scoff at that. They're here not to win. And finally, Danny will get out of the way. Maybe this podium race becomes a little clearer. Bear with me now. We'll have a little look. You can see Arbate, after not being a fan of qualifying, up 11 spots. Jazz up 3. Aussie up 3. Invero down 13. Jake and Badger, not a good day at all. We have a look at the stops, confirming for you now. Everyone has pitted. Starting on the softs and going to the mediums, you would think is the recipe for most. Right, well, let me get the map up. I wouldn't mind a little bit of these ones. Apologies, I know some people, I wouldn't say are fussy, but just don't like having the extra graphics on the screen. I can appreciate that, but just for a little bit, I wouldn't mind seeing how we go. Bags Liddell up in the lead. There is the track. You can see him coming into the straight. It is a significant lead for the defending champ. You love to see it. Leclerc indeed takes the L. Bags Liddell didn't have too many more L's in his name. How about we start transferring them for some W's, or is it too easy to make that suggestion? Jazz 9 seconds behind. Bags is flying. Clifford third. Brani fourth. We hope we don't miss any incidents right up top, but the battle for the podium is surely where it's at right now. Clifford and Brani teammates, so it'll be interesting to see how competitive they get with one another. We believe they're in a private Discord call, talking tactics. Look at Arbate in the Haas. Bihar, his fellow Haas driver, might not have rocked up, but Arbate, good for mayhem, good for points. Joggles, I'm still not exactly sure his situation. could well gain a point or two in Vero likewise. Plenty of time left, the third in fact of this race remaining. And I think it's fair to say Jimmy Dimes no longer thinking about points, if he ever was. Might be smelling blood in the water. Stick with the Alpines, who of course were Renault before this season. Your fringe F1 fan or watcher. There we go, Bryony goes past Clifford. Has that been discussed? Does Bryony have the race pace? He would have to really fly to catch up to Jazz. It is quite spread out as you see Joggles move up to 8th. Hopefully that means Joggles is back with us once more. Bags Liddell, Jazz CB, Bryony and Clifford. Length for length in the Alpines. Aussie, an excellent effort from him in the Williams, particularly without a teammate. Arbate in 6th. Then Joggles, a bit of work to do as he goes back behind Carlos Sainz. It'll be interesting to see what Jimmy Dimes has in his bag. If you have a look at the map right there, he's not really within QE of anyone. A bit too far behind Perez and Giovinazzi. Why you take out the AI, I don't even know. And in fact, it's only Bags Liddell who's nearest to him. What a story that would be if Jimmy Dimes gets in the way of his teammate. Surely not. Say it's not so, Nate PTK. Have a look at this, by the way. Aussie making a move on Club Clifford. Plenty of rivalries in and out of racing contests among these drivers. Car looks just stunning, by the way. Aussie, no! Oh, loses it! Gets it back. I thought that was Aussie into the wall. But Kai survives. It's another second behind Clifford now, but honestly, just staying out there means more than anything else. We saw in Season 1 how much of a difference a few points can make. Don't worry if you're not going to get podium. A 5th place finish would be all the difference. If you are a subscriber to the live stream, of course, then there is something else in it for you. More than glory. Money for the individual winner. Money for each of the Constructors' Championship winners. So over these 10 races, again, every point counts. Aussie has fought back, clawed back, and Arbate goes into the pit again. Evidently not able to compete with the top 5, but a fastest lap could be on the cards. Penalty for Jimmy Dimes. Not sure he'll be too flustered. So the big stories. Honey Badger gone. Jake gone, trying to take out Jimmy Dimes. Leclerc binned it. Jimmy in 16th. Joggles, honestly, just going back and forward in that middle group. Arbate will go for fastest lap. He actually got out ahead of Schumacher, so he's got plenty of air. Arbate, dare say you'd lock him in. And they said fastest lap. And you've got Aussie still just that second behind Clifford. Might be playing a little bit of defense. We'll see what happens right at the end. We head into Sector 3. What's happened here? Jimmy Dimes has gone into pit. I saw him stationary on the straight with Bags Liddell going past, and I feared the worst. Jazz CB will get out before Jimmy can get there. But what about Bryony, Clifford, and Aussie? You can see on your map. I'm glad I turned it on. I don't care if you guys don't like it. I love it. It's helping me. It's a broadcast team of one. Surely Jimmy can't catch Jazz. But what he can do, get in the way A few of these gentlemen. Have a look there. He's just turned the corner. Brani, Clifford, and Aussie are the three drivers behind. To be fair, Jimmy's actually racing quite well. Maintaining a bit of distance. Jazz CB comfortably ahead. What about now? Deep into Sector 2. Generate some good pace through the middle sector. It won't be long. Bags Liddell clearly in the lead. Jazz clearly in second. What about Jimmy? The best he's raced. We'll see about Arbate and that fastest lap. This is Aussie. Still trying to get past Clifford, but unable to do so. How patient can Mr. Williams be? And honestly, Jimmy's done a lot better, to his very credit, than I thought he might. We head into the straight. There is Jimmy. And here is Brani. Just about to cross the line for his final lap. I think Jimmy's must have been sent on a mission to get Jazz, but it's a mission he won't be able to complete. I don't really want to miss Bags winning. That's what this is all about. But is there going to be some late drama for the podium? Aussie still just behind Clifford. Arbate does get that fastest lap. Well done, Arbate, you king. And then it's a lot of AI. In Vero currently good to get a point, but no more than a point. And again, Jimmy's flying. I'm confused. What is going on? If anything, Jimmy's actually separated himself a little bit from Brani. He won't catch Jazz. And no one will catch this man. He's your champion. He is the favorite. And Bags Liddell, as easy as you like, takes out race 1 of the Grand PriTK Season 2. Jazz CB with Jimmy desperately trying to catch him. We don't know why. Will be unable to do so. He will grab second. That's Jimmy Dimes. This is Brani, Clifford, and Aussie. Kai might have to be contented with 5th. He will be, and that means Brani and Clifford do wonders for Alpine. They will take the lead in the Constructors' Championship. And there he is, a familiar sight. Take a bow, young man. Bags Liddell in the Aston Martin takes the dub. A few interesting stories behind him. Confirming for you then, Bags Liddell finishes top. Jazz CB in the AlphaTauri second. Brani and Clifford have that Alpine doing incredible things. Aussie repping Williams. Arbate in the Haas. UAI, a few thrills, a few spoils, and 2 points in the end for Invero. We look forward to seeing you next week. Same time, different place. Will be in Austria for race 2.